columns on the campus of the University of Missouri as we get ready for a great night of gymnastics inside the Hearn Center. All the festivities already beginning. We welcome you as the 15th ranked Missouri Tigers host the 18th ranked Auburn Tigers, part of Friday Night Heights on the SEC ESPN network. I'm Laura Rutledge, joined by former Florida All-American Bridget Sloan, also Olympic medalist Bridget Sloan. And Bridget, these two teams have dealt with their challenges this season with injuries, but they have kept pace with some of the best teams in the SEC. As you see the standings here, and you see Missouri at 15, Auburn at 18. How have they been able to compete week in and week out with some of these great teams?
I think they just understand that they have the work they have to put in has to be almost double to triple to what some other teams do, but they take that on as a challenge. They don't take it on as, oh shoot, this is what we have to do. They take that on and they take it head on. Obviously, Missouri's done an incredible job on the road, and they're definitely a team that I see a bright future for.
Head coach Shannon Welker for the Missouri Tigers, proud of his team after putting up the second highest road score in program history against Florida in Gainesville, that 196-750, as they prepare to start this meet off on vault. There you see their lineup, beginning with Madeline Huber. Her season RQS, a 9.8. She's hoping to start this off in front of her home crowd with a bang, Bridget.
I definitely think she's capable of it. She's the leadoff for a reason. You want your leadoff to be a strong, solid performer, and that's exactly what she does. So I definitely think she's going to do a great job tonight. She's used to this home crowd.
Hometown of St. Louis, Missouri, by the way, so she has wanted to compete for the Tigers for her whole life.
Yurchenko full, great landing, small hop, but ultimately, again, a great leadoff for the Missouri Tigers.
Let's take a look at that again. A good way to start this off, Bridget, with this Yurchenko full.
Yeah, look at her form. She has great form, her arms. She sees the landing again. Small hop, maybe a little bit bigger than a small hop, but again, great leadoff for them, just what they needed to start off the competition.
As we move to Auburn on bars, Katie Becker leading off for the Tigers. Important, of course, always in the leadoff spot, but Bridget, especially on the road, important to get a good leadoff score.
Oh, absolutely. And a little bit far on that release, but definitely covered as well as she could. As you said, leading off when you're on the road, it's a little bit different. You're not in front of your home crowd. In warm-ups, you could see the Auburn Tigers definitely working on those handstands. Great double layout. Strong start for the Auburn Tigers.
Another thing, too, a lot of people talk about is the differences in bars. We'll get more on that as you head onto the road. Here's her dismount.
Double layout. Opens up the hips a little bit late, but again, you can tell she sees the landing. Small step, definitely recovers, and solid start for them.
As we head back to the vault for Missouri, Angie Kern will follow up a 9.775 from Madeline Huber in the leadoff spot.
And again, the leadoff is important, but it just starts it for everyone else. Here we have a round off Yurchenko half. Blind landing, very difficult to do, and handles the pressure just what she needed to do.
She had a couple great vaults and warm-ups as we get you updated on the rules for a dual meet in college gymnastics. As you can see, 6 gymnasts per team compete in each event. 5 best scores count, the lowest ones are dropped, and then all 4 apparatus. Once that's completed, the team with the highest cumulative score wins. You can see the event order for the home team and the away team as we get you to Auburn on bars with Kelsey Kopech from Alpharetta, Georgia. She's getting an opportunity again on bars. She struggled a little bit last week against LSU, and she's looking to bounce back from that.
Beautiful handstand to start off the routine. She just needs to keep that composure. Great combination, one that you really don't see that often, but the Auburn Tigers bring that back. Again, beautiful handstand, definitely working on the details. All she's got left is this dismount. Another double layout. Wanted to stick it a little bit too high.
Let's see those handstands you were mentioning again. And this is our handstand meter. Lets you know you want it in the 90 to 80 range, but definitely the 90.
And right here, double layout. Great form. A little leg separation, and you can tell she wanted to stick that landing, but took a small step.
By the way, Kelsey Kopech was following up Katie Becker, whose 9.775 was a career high, as we head back to vault. Kennedy Harris for Missouri.
Again, another beautiful Yurchenko fall. Wow. Definitely got that landing. You can tell, again, working on the small details.
See this again, as she's been working a lot on her distance from the table.
Great distance, sees the ground. Small, minuscule step, but definitely an improvement.
Good for Kennedy Harris as we head back to bars. And here's Taylor Krippner, who you've identified as somebody that's been really solid for this Auburn team, Bridget.
Yeah, as a freshman, she kind of dealt with some injuries, and she's definitely stepped up this year. She's a sophomore. She's done it once, and here she is doing it again. Great form. I love watching her on bars. She just has her toe point to her fingers is just, it's on point.
I love it. She's following up a 9.825 from Kelsey Kopech.
Oh, just couldn't turn that over.
So as I mentioned, Krippner following up the 9.825 from Kopech, the 9.775 from Becker. So a fall is something you never want to see, but they hope they can drop it, as we mentioned in the meet rules earlier.
Absolutely. And I think these Auburn Tigers can, obviously, very uncharacteristic fall, but still sticks the dismount, shows that she might have fallen, but she can still get it right back. And right here you see she slows her swing down and just doesn't get that turnover. Perfect. Right here, hands, they're just not over the bar quite enough.
Auburn head coach Jeff Grava right there, and he's dealing with some interesting challenges this year with some of the injuries. We'll dive into that a little more and get you updated on some of that, but still enjoying this team as we get you back to Missouri on vault.
Beautiful throw. They've really upped their game on the height, on the distance. Again, I've said it many times already, but working on the detail, the littlest detail is so crucial.
Let's see Aspen Tucker once again, and yeah, they mentioned the amplitude being important.
Absolutely, and she's a great addition to this team. She came onto this team not really having a clue really about college gymnastics, and here she is in the vault lineup doing her job. The secret handshake, look at that.
Sam Serio coming up for Auburn, of course, following up Taylor Krippner, who did have a fall on bars. So she's going to want to put up a good score. It looks like she's loose. She's ready to go. She's dancing a little bit, vibing to the music.
That's when I honestly can say that's when athletes perform their best, when they're loose, they're performing, they're doing their job. They know that they can come back from that fall. And here we go. Great handstand. Love that. Oh. Beautiful eagle grip.
As you see there, that 9.150, that's the score that they're going to want to drop in this bars rotation.
And Sam is making it very easy and possible to do that. Really try to get that dismount. Looked like her legs gave out just a little bit. We're going to watch that dismount one more time right here. Just looks for the ground and her legs, she really wanted to stick it.
Sometimes you try to fight for those sticks and it affects how it goes as we get ready for Brittany Ward right here. She's following up, by the way, a 9.9 from Aspen Tucker. Great score for her.
I love this vault. So unique and so high and powerful. Small hop on the landing, blind landing makes it a little bit more difficult, but she rocks that vault every time.
How difficult is it to have a blind landing?
Well, obviously you can't see the ground. It just kind of comes. And it takes a lot of work to kind of master that air awareness of kind of where you are, where you're going, and when's that floor going to hit your feet.
Gracie Day coming up for Auburn, following up a 9.775 from Sam Serio. San Antonio, Texas is her hometown, and Jeff Grava says she is just full of life and energy, loves competing for this team.
And we love watching her. Something that Gracie is incredible at is her toe point. It is unbelievable. She almost overdoes it, and it's unbelievable to watch her. And Again, the small detail, the handstand, the toe point, the amazing dismount, Arabian double fly. Wow.
Let's see that release move again, and I think she might sleep with her toes pointed.
I think so too.
Always pointed.
Right here. And again, someone that you have to know where you're going, and this handstand right here is beautiful.
Yeah, the judges aren't privy to that little handstand meter we have going right there, but they certainly notice those handstands as we head back to vault for Missouri. Back-to-back 9-9s for the Tigers from Aspen Tucker and Brittany Ward. Shauna Miller right here.
Another Yurchenko full. Wow, sees that landing, knows it was a great fall. And here's another look at this round off, Yurchenko full. A little bit of leg separation, but again, she sees that landing and she knows right there. Boom.
I like the fist bump at the end, too. I think she probably thought that in her head. Nailed it.
Absolutely.
Coming up next for Auburn, Emma Engler on bars. She's coming off a career-high 9-9 last week against LSU.
Here we start out. Again, just the handstand work that this Auburn team has improved on is, having 2 falls is a little bit difficult to come back from.
I'm not making excuses here, but is the different apparatus sometimes part of the factor?
It definitely can play a part.
Some people say bouncier bars versus different types of bars.
And that just comes with, you know, the mindset. When I was competing, I always went in with the mindset of these bars are exactly the same as I've always trained on, even if they weren't. And right here, we're gonna get a look. Getting back on that bar, it's sometimes really hard to get back up there, but you just gotta do it. A little loose on that bail. You can tell she really wants to get this back. Beautiful handstand. Kind of getting back in her groove now. Ends with a beautiful double way out. Sticks the dismount. Great ending.
Let's see what happened on this fall for Emma Engler.
She's a little over the bar on that blind change, and again, just doesn't get her hands quite over the top of the bar. And this is an even better look. You see her hand right there. Those dowels just aren't quite over the bar to give her that good grip.
So not exactly what Auburn was looking for in this rotation 1, but hey, it's rotation 1, so you still got plenty of time, and a great start for Missouri on vault. As Missouri right now has a lead over Auburn. And Friday Night Heights is presented by Regions Bank, proud to be the official bank of the SEC. Missouri here in Columbia. As you can see, the 15th ranked Missouri Tigers have 0.8 of a lead over the 18th ranked Auburn Tigers after 1 rotation. We welcome you back to Friday Night Heights. I'm Laura Rutledge, joined by Olympic medalist and All-American Bridget Sloan. And Bridget, we've talked a little bit about how these two teams have some similarities in the rankings. They've dealt with some big-time injuries this year from contributors they were expecting a lot from, and they have a lot of youth. So how can those parallels kind of factor in this evening?
I think that both teams, again, they are at an equal playing field. They have the injuries, they have the youth, as you've said, and both of them are really going to have to kind of step up these next couple weeks to be contenders.
The positive of injuries is you do get a lot of contributions from underclassmen, but never good to see people deal with this. Abby Millay for Auburn, expected to be a big-time contributor for them. She's a junior, though, and she will be able to redshirt coming off of this knee injury that happened January 27th. So they'll get contributions from her for the next couple of years. And Morgan Porter from Missouri, Bridget, unfortunate to see this Achilles injury.
It really is, and you can tell she just goes up and she looks lost. It looks like her air awareness, she has no idea. And unfortunately with an Achilles injury, that is just not an injury you want to see an athlete get, especially as a gymnast.
Morgan Porter was an all-arounder for Missouri, so losing her to that injury on January 20th, not good. Jeff Graba there, standing next to our graphic about youth on rosters. And I think this tells the story right here. You see how many freshmen, how many sophomores both of these teams have, and the few amount of juniors and seniors. That factors in as you try to get through a rough season in the SEC.
No, definitely. I think, as you can see, Missouri has 7 sophomores. That's sometimes half of a college gymnastics team, and that's one class for them. So it definitely shows the youth, as we've both said. But again, it gives them the opportunity to contribute, to get their faces, just kind of get that little experience they need.
Auburn, by the way, bringing in a great recruiting class they're very excited about. And Missouri right now with the 8/10 point of lead over Auburn after rotation 1. Plenty more to come from the Hearn Center. MJ Road getting ready to vault for Auburn, and Shauna Miller getting ready to head to bars. Friday Night Heights continues next.
Knowing that we're capable of doing our best gymnastics regardless of the setting or the opponent or whatever, and knowing we get the job done.
I think we just need to go into every meet just with the confidence and have fun and just put it all out there. Everyone on this team wants it, and we're not going to let anything get away from us.
We're ready to go to the top as far as we can, do the best we can, and be the best.
We just need to go in with the correct mindset, and we can accomplish anything.
This is a Missouri Tigers team that has a lot of thank yous for Shannon Welker, their head coach in his 4th season. And as you can see, he's set the standard with what he's done with this program. In 2015, the nation's most improved program, Morgan Porter, a big contributor. We told you about her injury, but in 2016, she was the SEC Freshman of the Year, back-to-back NCAA regional appearances, and then last week against Florida, the 2nd highest road score in program history. Shannon Welker continues to talk about how he encourages this team and gets them going and gets them to where they have gotten so far. Excitement to come, I think, for this Missouri Tigers program. As we get ready for rotation 2 and Auburn heading to vault, Bridget, here we go, starting it off with Katie Becker.
Again, a leadoff position, no matter what event, is crucial. Really going for this stick. I kind of want to see a little bit more amplitude from these Auburn Tigers tonight. Obviously, they didn't have the best bar rotation that they wanted, but I don't want to see them hold back. And you can tell right here, again, beautiful round-off entry, but just the stick, she tried a little too hard, and I think if she would have just kind of followed through, that stick would have come a lot more natural.
Next, we have Missouri on bars as we start with Brittany Ward. Olympic medalist Bridget Sloan, Laura Rutledge here with you for Friday Night Heights. Brittany Ward leading it off for the Tigers.
Again, the Tigers are being very confident right now, and I love to see it continue. Beautiful Tkachev. Really going for those handstands. Moving up now, all she's got is her dismount. Again, beautiful handstand, last one. Pushes through, and great set for Brittany.
You could see her really working for that toe point, too.
Absolutely. And take another look at this release. Tkachev, great toe point. And right here, our little handstand meter. Really hits that handstand right where the judges want to see.
Back over to vault for Auburn. Emma Engler, she did have a fall on bars. She's looking to rebound here. She's coming off of an ACL tear. You see that big tiger-themed brace on that right knee.
Great job. Definitely going for that stick again. Just, they look a little bit tense. And again, we'll have another look right here. Another Yurchenko full, a little early, but overall, a great vault.
Yeah, you mentioned some of that just tenseness. It's something that Jeff Grabez, their head coach, has worked with them on, but he said it's hard with a young team. As we get you back over to bars with Madeline Huber, she's following up a 9.75 from Brittany Ward.
Definitely someone to watch for the future. Great handstand to start off the routine. And first release here. Wow, sky high, well above the bar, into her bail. That combination just ceases to amaze me. Again, another beautiful handstand. I love that they're working on the little details. Ends the routine with a double layout, sticks the landing. Great set.
That was gorgeous. Let's see the release again here.
Beautiful Jaeger right into a bail. I mean, you have to be just so precise with that combination. And right here on that dismount, sees that landing, does not move. Great set.
Back over to vault for Auburn, a Miracle Phillips. By the way, her name is a miracle because when she was in her mom's tummy, her mom was pregnant, she got in a bad car accident, and she said a miracle was a miracle. She came out just fine.
Well, a miracle definitely landed that dismount for the Auburn Tigers. They really got to focus in now on, again, I know I've said this so many times tonight, but the detail. It's so important in those landings.
Phillips was following up a 9.625 from Emma Engler. As you see her definitely getting some distance from the table. But
absolutely. You got to learn to control it, though. When you get that distance and that height, all she has to do is control, and I definitely think she'll be on track.
We saw a gorgeous bars routine from Missouri's Madeline Huber. It's a career-high 9.925 as Aspen Tucker gets ready to go for Missouri.
Again, coming off of a score like that, you're set up for another great score. Great release, little far, but works with it. Well done on working with it and sticking with it. Great bail, little leg separation. And here, beautiful handstand. Blind pull into a double tuck. Well done. We're gonna take another look at this dismount. The height that she gets, the distance, and just sees that landing, and her team knows it. Look at them going nuts.
We got a good angle on hearing that, too. They are loud and proud as we head back to vault. Taylor Krippner also had a fall on bars. She's looking to rebound here. By the way, following up a season high from a Miracle Phillips, a 9.8.
And here we go. She's definitely capable of bouncing back. Great Yurchenko full. Again, sees that landing. Someone who knows, who's been there. She's a sophomore now. She knows how to control it. That's exactly what the Auburn Tigers needed. And right here, you see the height. Maybe a little bit more distance, but great overall vault.
She told me she drinks a lot of cherry juice to keep herself from getting more injuries. She's dealing with a lot already, and so she said the cherry juice helps. I'm like, man, I need to try some of that.
Whatever works.
As we head over to Brooke Kelly on bars for Missouri, following up a career-high 9.85 from Aspen Tucker. Missouri on fire early.
They really are, and that's exactly what this team needs. Fire. Great release. Into another beautiful handstand. I love, again, with the detail, but just their form. The position that their handstands are in every single way is just spot on. And this is one of my favorite elements of hers. Beautiful double layout. Just well above that high bar. It is just remarkable how high she gets. We're going to take another look at this handstand right here. Right where she needs to be. And my favorite element, double layout. Wow.
Shannon Welker is a guy who didn't show a whole ton of emotion as we head back to vault for MJ Rote.
Another great Yurchenko full. I think right now the Auburn Tigers are really just trying to get back into their consistent groove. They were a little shaken on bars and a little early on shaken on vault, but they're definitely getting back into it.
Rote, one of the only seniors on this team, and if anyone's going to do it, it's her to get him back on track.
Absolutely, an athlete who's been there, done that.
She was following up, by the way, a 9.825 from Taylor Krippner. Shauna Miller getting ready to go. Every gymnast has their own plan for what they've got around their hands, how much chalk they want, all that jazz, right?
Oh, yeah. Very particular about it.
Shauna will follow up a 9.85 from Brooke Kelly, a season high for her.
So far, so good. Great handstand work, great form. You can definitely tell that these Mizzou Tigers have been working on their form, working on just their overall performance, and it definitely is showing. Just the dismount here. Beautiful double layout. Tries for that stick, small step. I definitely think they'll take it. Her teammates are loving it. High fives all around.
Gracie Day ready to go for Auburn on vault.
Last vaulter for the Auburn Tigers, Gracie Day.
Here we go. She just has to
Auburn-
be cool, calm, and collected.
Yeah, and Auburn now has 3 scores, 9, 8, and above, so they were able to sort of get back on track in this vault rotation as Gracie shows us that beautiful toe point before she starts.
Love it. Right here. Your Chinko 1.5. Great job. Definitely took a risk with the blind landing. Took a small hop. I think this is a vault that sometimes people let get away from them, and she held on. Great job. Right here you can see she's a little low for a 1.5, but holds it together. I mean, she wanted it, and those Auburn Tigers, they needed it.
The Tigers for Auburn will huddle up as the final bars routine for Missouri goes. Becca Schugel anchoring this bars lineup.
And we talked about how the first competitor is important. Anchoring is just as important. Every spot on a team is important, but anchoring, you know that your score is going to be the last one the judges see.
Yeah, there's some strategy there for sure.
Absolutely. Beautiful blindfold. Double tuck. Great job. She knows she did a great job. Her teammates know. Her coaches know. All around great performance.
Let's see that dismount again.
If you noticed, her hands shuffled a little bit before she let go and just held on tight to it. Right there. No worries, she's got this. Beautiful double tuck.
So as we continue on, we've got plenty more to tell you about both of these teams as we look toward rotation 3. Auburn enjoys competing in the SEC. They'll tell you why when we come back. Missouri on bars, by the way, 2 career highs, 2 season highs, as we have more Friday Night Heights to come.
Rivalry everywhere you go, even if it's a new team. You know, I remember when Missouri first got into the conference, it's an opportunity to create a new rivalry.
Competing in the SEC is definitely one of, it's definitely one of the most exciting atmospheres to be around, just because everyone is so good, everyone is so competitive.
It's definitely more intense, but with more intensity, I think comes more fun.
It's tough to get any advantage in the SEC. I think it brings out the best in everybody, and to me, it's an exciting thing to be a part of.
You saw the gymnasties, the Auburn students section in that video clip. Jeff Graba loves them, and he gives this Auburn University a lot of credit for what he's been able to do as he's come there to be their head coach. 3-time SEC Coach of the Year, 2015 Super 6 appearance, the first in school history, and it used to be all about Auburn was kind of the new kid on the block. Now people respect them in collegiate gymnastics, and especially in the SEC. He's had to change his coaching style a little bit too, Bridget, this year, as some of his younger gymnasts haven't necessarily understood what he was asking out of them. To his credit, he changed, adjusted to what they needed.
And that's so important in a college program, is that these coaches are getting athletes that they've never worked with before. And they're coming onto a team where this coach understands his other athletes. But as freshmen, you really have to kind of dig deep and figure out what works for each individual athlete. And a great coach will be able to make those changes and make sure that each athlete is committed to the team as the coach is committed to them.
Yeah, we saw Lucia Scaglione on floor. She was afraid to tumble backwards when she got to Auburn. They worked with her. Taylor Krippner also improving on beam thanks to Jeff Graba and his assistant coaches and all of their hard work. Kelsey Kopech cheering on these Auburn Tigers as Missouri has a large lead through 2 rotations. And you see their bar scores. That 49.350, the 3rd highest in school history. Madeline Huber, Aspen Tucker, career highs on bars as they head into what will be an important rotation. Surely the 3rd rotation, Missouri will be on the beam, and Auburn heads to the floor. Brittany Ward on beam. Lucia Scaglione, she now is not afraid to tumble backwards. We'll see that on floor next on Friday Night Heights. part of her life, but she appreciates her family more than anything. Her parents, Diana and Ken Rote, adopted her and 5 other siblings from an orphanage in the Philippines and brought them to Minnesota to live with them. She's so thankful for every single thing that those parents have brought her. As you can see, a common bond. This is pretty interesting for Auburn. They actually have 4 gymnasts on this team that are adopted. Katie Becker from Russia, Sam Serio, who we just saw before, from China, Gracie Day, also adopted. And Jay Rote, right there, you see her. She's from the Philippines. An interesting bond for these gymnasts as they can get ready to compete. Now, Missouri will be on beam in this 3rd rotation. We'll lead it off with Allison Bauer here.
Again, a beautiful athlete to watch. Leading off on every event is important, but leading off on beam can sometimes be really stressful, but she handles this really well. Handspring layout, step out. I love the rhythm on balance beam, and some athletes find it a little bit quicker, and she's definitely found her rhythm. Flowing through this routine beautifully.
I like the way she incorporates some artistry into it as well.
Great connection. Again, going back to what you said, artistry, it's so important, and sometimes athletes forget about it. Right here. Deep jump. Straddle 3/4. Again, landing sideways on the beam, people think it's a lot easier, but it's actually a little bit harder. Right here. Great gainer full. Definitely what those Missouri Tigers needed to start them off. Hopefully everyone can kind of remember, the leadoff was strong, we can all be strong too. And right here, her series, back handspring, layout, step out. I love this dismount. It's so unique. I could never do it, but a gainer full off the beam, hey, if you can do it and you can stick it, get it, girl.
Katie Becker ready to get it, girl, for Auburn on floor. She's led off for Auburn throughout this meet, and they like the way that she starts things off in each rotation.
She's a very strong competitor. She knows that she has a job, and she's proven to Auburn that she can be a strong leadoff. Right here, her first pass. Double tuck. Great job.
Katie's from Boone, North Carolina, where Appalachian State is, and it's one of the most beautiful places in the country, I think.
Second pass. Doing a double tuck and then a double pike. Wow.
That'll take some of your energy, right?
Absolutely. She's definitely focusing on this routine again, coming off of a rough start. They know they have a job to do.
It's always interesting doing floor on the road, too, because you don't have the same crowd involvement that you have at home.
You don't, and you kind of have to work with what you're given, and having your teammates close by is the best thing, and obviously you can see the teammates are there for her. They know she can do it. All she has to do is finish with this last pass. Round off 1.5, front layout, great job. See that smile at the end? Great performance.
Katie Becker, a great way to lead off for the Auburn Tigers. Let's see those tumbling passes again.
Right here, starting off, her second pass, a round off double pike. She definitely sees that landing, knows where she's at, and here, round off 1.5, front layout, into a scale. She definitely is a competitor, and I love that about her. She knows that her job is to do the best she can, and she does that every time.
Aspen Tucker with a unique way to start her beam routine, following up a 9.825 from Allison Bauer.
And here we see her getting into her groove, starting off with her series. Wow, back handspring, what looks to be a back layout, just really a difficult series, and she does it flawless.
She turns on the beam with such ease. Sometimes that's difficult for gymnasts to do.
Sometimes full turns can get the best of you. Great combination. She's definitely feeling the routine, feeling her skill. She's trusting herself, and that's what's so important.
When we say something's difficult on the beam, keep in mind it's 4 inches wide and 4 feet in the air.
Oh, yeah. And as a gymnast, you don't think it's 4 inches wide, and then you're watching and you're thinking, how do I stay on that beam?
That's amazing.
Ending the routine, round off, double twist, great performance. Amazing job. And we're gonna take another look at her series. Right here, back handspring. I would say that's a layout. And look at her feet. Her toes are actually not even completely on, but right there, she's got that perfect landing. That was a great set.
Next up for Auburn on floor, Gracie Day. She's following a 9-8 from Katie Becker in the leadoff spot. And Gracie's somebody that really wants to perform for this team. Jeff Grabe is saying at times she's tried a little too hard, and he wants to get her to the point where she is just truly herself and relaxing in that. But as somebody who's trying to contribute as a freshman,
she's doing a great job. I mean, she loves to perform. I love watching her. Her dance is always on point. Very high double pike, almost a little too high. Right here, I love the look. She works with her eyes.
You brought up a good point about Gracie. She's kind of taped together on her right side.
Yeah, you know what? We always joke how we're held together by tape, but her right side truly is. But she works with it.
People do not realize how tough gymnasts are.
They don't, do they? Second pass, front layout, front pull. Her expression, she gets to show off a little bit of personality. That's what I love about floor exercise, show off some personality. Definitely knows where those cameras are.
Yeah, you wouldn't know she's competing on the road. She's definitely playing to the crowd, too.
Ending this great floor set with a double tuck. Great landing. Great performance. We're going to take another look at her double pike. Her first pass, you see, she gets really high and almost is too high.
Yeah, it almost surprised her a little bit, seemed like.
Yes, right here. Great takeoff. And just holds onto her legs a little too tight. Realizes that, goes into this second pass knowing. Front handspring, front full, front layout. Nails it.
Yeah, we mentioned the apparatus being different on the road. It's also different on the floor for sure. As we head back to beam for Missouri, Tia Albritton is on there, following up a 9-8 from Aspen Tucker.
Starting off right here. Front aerial, back handspring. Great job. You really have to be just so calm on the balance beam, but at the same time so aggressive. It's sometimes hard to find that balance.
There were some times during your competing career, Bridget, where I felt like you would even improvise on the beam. It's amazing.
You always got to improvise sometimes. Full turn right there. Just as we were saying, turning on the beam sometimes you can get the best of you, but not today.
And that is a requirement in these beam routines to have a full turn in there.
Oh yeah, and don't we wish it wasn't. So far, she's being very cool, calm, and collected. Keeping her rhythm up. Just the dismount. Another gainer full. Great job. Tries for that stick. Small step, but overall, great routine.
Missouri has been very solid throughout this meet as we take another look at Albritton's dismount.
She gets that height, and it's pretty difficult since you saw she just stands there, swings that leg, and up she goes.
Next for floor for Auburn, Lucia Scaglione. And we talked a little bit about this earlier, by the way. She's following up a 9.775 from Gracie Day. She came to Auburn as somebody who was walking on, and she was struggling with tumbling backwards. She had actually created a mental block for herself with it. And Jeff Grabe and this staff able to get her back to a place of comfort with that and really taking the most and making the most, of her talent.
It's remarkable to get over a mental block like that, because what people don't realize, mental blocks are hard. They're really difficult to overcome, and she did a great job. Front handspring, double full punch front. Great first pass. Gets to have a little bit of fun with this routine, a little sassy.
She also struggled dancing, believe it or not. Had to work on that a lot last year, and it's gotten much better.
Oh, definitely. You can definitely tell she enjoys front tumbling. She's very good at it.
There will be, I think on her third pass, a double back. We'll see if she does it, but she's a great story in collegiate gymnastics. Kind of shows you that if somebody will take a chance on you, give you an opportunity, you can come in and do anything.
Most definitely, and it's all about those opportunities and chances. Jeff took a chance, and I think he's definitely happy with it. Getting ready, gearing up for this last pass. Here. Back tumbling.
There she
Great
goes.
double back. Great job. You would never know she ever had a mental block from back tumbling. Great performance. And here we're going to take another look at her first pass. This is it's a hard first pass. I think one of the hardest in the meets. Front handspring, double full punch front. I mean, wow. And here with that double back, who would have knew? Who would have thought she had a mental block with back tumbling when she can fly like that?
Lucia Scaglione showing you can overcome anything as we head back to the beam for Missouri. Tia Albritton, by the way, at 9.875 is a career high as Becca Schugel takes over for the Tigers.
They're definitely on a good roll right now. They just want to keep that going. And right here, back handspring, layout step out. Ooh. Just couldn't really control it right there. That's a really difficult sequence, a triple sequence series. It's not something you see every day.
Almost felt like she was running out of room there a little bit on the beam, which it's amazing to me when you don't run out of room, honestly.
And it's so crucial on the balance beam. You have to be so precise with your markings, with where you're starting, where you're ending. And it looks like she just got a little out of control and couldn't quite get it back, but she's definitely getting it back right now. A slight bobble right there, but
good thing for Missouri is 3 hit routines previous to Becca.
Most definitely.
And that's actually Missouri's first miss of the night. We've gotten all the way to rotation 3 before anybody missed.
Definitely a good thing, definitely a highlight. And another gainer full. Great job. We're going to take another look at this series of hers. So she goes back handspring, layout step out. And you can actually see in the second back handspring, this is a great view, she gets a little crooked right there and just can't quite get it back. And balance beam is one of those events, sometimes you take a chance.
Emma Slappy now for Auburn on floor. By the way, Lucia Scaglione, who we told you about before, just had a 9.875 before her. That's a career high for Scaglione, by the way.
Great first pass. Double pike, gets that landing right where she needs to be. Love how she's getting into this routine.
Yeah, she's dealt with some injury this year, but she's overcome it.
And that's what I love about gymnasts. Always overcoming injuries, always proving the odds, making sure that they prove them wrong.
Yeah, this sport is so hard on the body of a gymnast. I feel like sometimes you can make it look good, but it may not feel very good.
Oh, we're great actresses. Right here, gearing up for her second pass. Front layout, front 1.5, great job. Love that her chest was up on that landing, didn't move. We talked about how the teammates on floor exercise in an arena like this, they're really close. You can see right there, doing the routine with her.
Yeah, you basically have to know, what, 6, 7, 8 routines?
No big deal. Ending with a double tuck, great job. Love the smile on her face. She knows she did a great job.
Emma Slappy doing her job for Auburn. as a redshirt freshman from Jacksonville, as we head back over to Missouri. By the way, career highs tonight have been rampant for this Missouri Tigers team. You can see there are 2 career highs on bars, and then Tia Albritton with the 9.875, also a career high. Now, Becca Schugel before Brooke Kelly, who we see right here, had a 9.125 with a fall, so they're going to want to drop that score. But here you see Brooke Kelly with a great opportunity to get them back on track.
Absolutely, and your teammates have your back. That's what being on the team is all about, is when a mistake happens, no big deal, guys. You've got a few more competitors that can make up for it.
Feels like the focus heightens almost when you have a fall.
It does, and you know, some teams, they take it on as a challenge in a good way, and that's the best way to take it on. Don't think of it as, oh, my teammate fell. Think of it as, you know what, I'm about to go nail this routine. Love those gator fulls. And again, that's what Mizzou needed. They needed someone to get them back on track.
I'm interested, you mentioned the gainer full that we'll see here in a minute in this replay. Why is that so difficult? Why was it something that you said you struggled with?
You know what? Flipping on the beam is hard. Flipping off the beam is just as hard going backwards, but you're going sideways. You're getting off the beam a different way than the normal. But this Mizzou team, they know how to do it.
Yeah, it is interesting to see that many gainer fulls back to back to back as we welcome in Cullen Lawick here for Auburn on floor. She's following up a 9.875 from Emma Slappy, and Cullen's somebody that takes her competition so incredibly seriously. She is very focused with her schoolwork and wants to be as precise as she is in the classroom in the gym.
And you can see that right there. Such a unique pass. And she's loving it right now. She loves to perform. She loves to get out there. Great double tuck. Sticks that landing. Really gets to kind of get into the routine here. I love this floor music.
Yeah, you really had some great floor musics, I feel like, in your career at Florida. How do you choose those?
I'm actually the worst person to choose floor music. I always let someone else do it for me.
So that's the key.
The key is to have someone else do it for you. You like the music, and then you just add your own little saucy spice to it for competition.
Cullen is doing that right now. I love it.
And that's what you want to see on floor, is someone, an athlete that gives their own personality. Definitely not robotic. Wow, great pass. Loving this floor routine so far. What an ending. Great job, great performance.
We are going to head back to beam for Missouri as the career highs continue. We'll see Brittany Ward here. She's following up a 9.875 from Brooke Kelly, a career high. And look what Brittany Ward did last week against Florida. 9.95, a career high on beam on the road.
Again, another triple series. So difficult. Blind landing. Nails it.
Let's see what she can do here now at home. She's tied for 11th nationally with her beam scores.
She's a beautiful performer on beam. You can tell she really takes her time, but she never lets her body stop moving. She has this type of flow that just kind of takes over. Back handspring, layout step out, beautiful. Switch leap into a pike jump. Again, a very unique skill. This is a very unique routine. She's got a triple series. She's got a pike jump, not something you see every day. But showing that she can be very confident on the balance beam. And that's, again, another point to mention is balance beam, you got to be confident up there. As you already mentioned, it's 4 inches wide.
Almost treat it like a floor, though.
Absolutely.
Don't even say it's 4 inches wide. I hear a lot of gymnasts say that they pretend like it's the floor.
Whatever you do to stay on. Great, wow. Great connection right there. All she's got is this dismount. See a little smile right there. She knows she's doing well so far, and a round off. Great performance, wow. Great job. Right here. Cat leap into a side aerial, and you see her foot. She's a little off, but you would never know. She doesn't let anyone see it, really.
So solid.
And a blind landing. She's all about those blind landings, and guess what? She knows how to stick it.
We'll see what that score was, but you got to think it's similar to last week's career high. MJ Rote coming up for Auburn on floor, following up a 9-9, which is a season high from Cullen Logic. You really like Logic's routine. Let's see what MJ brings to the table.
I'm excited. First pass, double layout. Wow. Great job. The look on her face just is, I'm here for business. She's such a fierce competitor. She's, as you said, one of the only seniors, and she's been here. She's done this. She knows how to do it. She knows how to perform, and she's definitely showing that right now.
Yeah, she told me she's such a perfectionist that she's been a little hard on herself this season, wanting to do more for this young team, but she's tried to sort of compartmentalize that and just enjoy some of these last moments competing.
And that's what being a senior is all about, is just enjoying the moment. Not really thinking about the end, but enjoying what's going on, what's happening right now. This Auburn team, teammates, they love these routines.
It's a good little break right here before the last pass.
A little breathing time. All she's got is this last pass. She's had 2 great passes. Let's see what she does. Double pike. Wow. Almost too much power. Great job. Great job. We're going to take another look at her second pass. It's a very long series pass. She goes front layout, front half, back layout, double stack. A lot going on, and she does it.
She gets on that double stack.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Picture perfect.
Great way to anchor that Auburn floor rotation. By the way, on beam, Brittany Ward tying a 9.95 with her score as we get you ready for rotation 4. Plenty to come here in Columbia, Missouri. Rocking here in the Hearn Center, Columbia, Missouri, as the 15th ranked Missouri Tigers have a large lead over the 18th ranked Auburn Tigers heading into the final rotation. Let's look at the SEC standings. This is ranked by RQS regional qualifying score. As you can see, LSU and Florida at the top of that list, and Alabama and Georgia to follow, Kentucky there. And then the 2 teams we have competing this evening, 15th ranked Missouri against 18th ranked Auburn. Now the top 4 teams compete in the night session at the SEC Championships, and LSU and Florida, by the way, matching up on Sunday, and Alabama and Georgia also matching up, as this one is going to be a weekend full of great gymnastics leading into the SEC Championship, Bridget.
Great gymnastics and great rivalries. I think that's what makes the SEC so exciting, is not just the fact that they're great athletics, but the rivalries that they have.
Yeah, we saw Sarah Patterson there, and also the new coaches, but Suzanne Yonklin. So much great history between those 2 programs. And then when you look at what Florida and also LSU have been able to do this season, there have been 10s rewarded throughout for both of those teams. That's a matchup that certainly is exciting coming up this weekend.
Oh yeah, these matchups are going to be great. I think it's just it shows you just how good the SEC gymnastics programs are. But again, as I've said, the rivalries, it's going to be just intense, fun, awesome competition between all 4 teams.
Shannon Welker getting ready for his Missouri team to head to the floor. They're working with the lead as they head into the final rotation. Auburn heading to beam. The crowd here loving it. Taylor Kribner looking to follow up a great score from last week, and Kennedy Harris ready to rock the floor. Friday Night Heights continues next.
Groove, make it move, make a move with the groove, make it hoot it, make it who, make it hoot it, make the groove, make it move, make a move, make it hoot it, make it who, make it.
Well, as if you weren't having enough fun already. As we head into rotation 4, it's time to have even more fun. 5 Missouri gymnasts have either tied or reached career-high scores this evening, as Missouri has a lead over Auburn as we head into this last rotation. Some gymnasts to watch in this final rotation. Taylor Krippner on beam, coming off a career high last week, Bridget.
And she's a beautiful gymnast to watch, as we've already mentioned tonight.
Becca Schugel for Missouri headed to the floor. She loves to tumble. 9-9, a career high from last week. Kennedy Harris, another floor worker for Missouri. What will you watch for on her?
Just the fact that she's sky high. And again, another gymnast that loves to perform.
Her 9-9, a career high on the road last week at Florida. Interesting for this Missouri team, as we've seen them be so solid tonight. Obviously they're at home, but it seems as though they're hitting a great stride at the right time of the year.
Oh, most definitely. They're at that point where they know how to do it. They've all been in the mix, and they're kind of finally all meshing. All those puzzle pieces are really starting to fall together, and they're showing that tonight. They're proving that they are a contender. They are doing a great job, great performances, and again, competing in their home crowd. They love it.
And then for Auburn, they've struggled a little at times tonight, but they're also getting valuable experience for a lot of their youth. Cullen Lawick will lead them off, and she's somebody that has been consistent for them many times in this leadoff spot, as you see the rest of their beam lineup right there. By the way, Kentucky won earlier and had a 196.525 as Cullen leads it off for Auburn.
And again, as we've already talked about, being the leadoff on balance beam is hard. Being the leadoff on balance beam at an away meet adds a little bit more pressure. And here her series handspring layout step out. Slight bobble, slight check, but nothing too crucial.
She's got a fast rhythm.
Yes, and I was just about to comment and say that I think one of the best things for this Auburn team is the rhythm. To get on the balance beam and just keep it going, keep the rhythm up, that's when they really shine. And she's showing right now that her rhythm may be a little fast, but no big deal. She's got it.
She's got a moonwalk there too.
Something I could never do.
Me either. Isn't that weird?
Ending with a round off 1.5. Sticks that dismount. Wow, way to start it off. Great performance. Gonna take another look at this dismount right here. Another blind landing, a round off 1.5. And she sees that floor right at the last second and just doesn't move.
As we head over to floor for Missouri, interesting point out Missouri. 5 of their top 6 scores have come on the road, and tonight they're having a great showing at home, but this hasn't been the norm for them throughout the season, as Allison Bauer leads it off for the Tigers.
Really getting into this floor routine right here. Her first pass. Double pike, great landing. I love the expression after the first pass. Getting into it. Love this floor music. Gearing up for her second pass right here. Round off 1.5, front layout, great job.
I mentioned Missouri doing well at home. This is their highest home score through 3 rotations in school history.
Wow, and they definitely love the big crowds. You can see that they're really getting into these floor routines, making that eye contact with the judges. That's what makes a great performer. All she's got is this last pass. Big deep breath. Double tuck. Great job. Really pulls that around. She's a little low, but overall, great performance. Great lead off for the Mizzou Tigers.
Let's see that second pass again.
Right here, we see a round off 1.5 front layout. And I think what's important to mention is that when you're doing a round-off 1.5 punch front layout, you really have to make sure that you're going to stay in bounds, and she had plenty of room. She almost could have added another punch front.
Sam Serio coming up for Auburn on beam. By the way, Cullen Lowick's 9.85 before her is a career high. What a way to start off this beam rotation on the road for Auburn.
And that's exactly what Auburn needs.
As you see there, Auburn with 4 career highs tonight. So lots of positives to take away from this meet no matter what happens.
And that's what makes gymnastics so great, is that no matter what, there's always a positive. There's always something to look at that you can say, you know what, great job. And right here we see her series. Back handspring layout, step out. Keeps it going. Again, I already talked about the rhythm, but really making sure that she just doesn't stop moving, really keeps going, keeps that rhythm up. It's really important to keep it. It almost makes your mind not have to think. Your body kind of takes over. Switch half right there.
You can really see the intensity on her face, too.
Definitely, I love it. Dismount front layout with a full twist. Great job. We're going to take another look at her series. And again, talking about being confident on the beam. Right here, she's a little off, little check, but no big deal. And take a look at this dismount. Front full, another blind landing, and a great overall routine. Getting a little talk from coach.
Next up for Missouri on floor is Madeline Huber, following up Allison Bauer's season high 9.825 on this event.
I love that this floor routine is already starting off to be very powerful. Right here. Double pipe, stays in bounds.
How did she stay in bounds?
It's amazing sometimes.
Gymnasts have that sixth sense for figuring out just how far they can go.
And we really push the limit sometimes. Really getting into this floor routine. Here with her second pass. Front layout, front full, great job. You really have to control your passes, and she's doing a great job doing that. Her teammates really getting into this floor routine. The smile says it all. She knows she's doing a good job. She's got one more pass to end this great routine. Big deep breath. 2.5 twists. Again, controlling your passes. She's doing a great job of just that. Overall, great set.
We mentioned it almost looked like she went out of bounds in this first pass, but let's see how she stayed in.
Here, double pike. Whoa! Whew. She saved it.
Is that a centimeter? I mean,
there have been times where you go on your toes just so your heel doesn't come down because you know you're going to be out of bounds.
It's incredible as we head back to beam for Auburn. Katie Becker following up a 9.8 from Sam Serio.
And here we go, starting off with a full turn, giving her a little bit of problem, but gets it back. You can tell on her face she's here for business. Cat leap into. Just couldn't quite get her toes on the beam. You can tell she kind of shuffled forward a little bit, and at that moment just had to let it go.
She is coming after a 9.85 and a 9.8, so 2 hit routines before her.
Is a really good thing. Handspring layout for series. And again, even with the fall, you have to get it back. And on balance beams, sometimes that can be really hard. Straddle quarter. Again, having that confidence on the balance beam, it's not something that comes so easily and natural. And the more experience you have, the more natural it'll be. 1.5 dismount. something the Auburn Tigers really wanted, but I definitely think this team, they can come back.
Yeah, and keep in mind you can drop your low score in each rotation, as we see Missouri with career highs throughout tonight. We feel like they keep adding up here. You see them there on bars and then on beam 3. Let's see if anyone can get one on floors. That's the theme for the evening as we welcome Aspen Tucker following up a 9-8 from Madeline Huber.
Here we go for her first pass. Front tuck to a double tuck. Great job. Again, these long sequence floor passes, you really have to be precise and exact on where you are.
How are you precise when you're flipping in the air?
I don't know. You just are. It's a gymnast thing.
What did you call it earlier? Air awareness?
Air awareness and air sense. Oh, some people have it, and guess what? Some people do not. But this Mizzou team is definitely proving that they have it. Beautiful 1.5 second pass here. Knows where that camera is. Showing off again some personality. Getting ready for her third pass. Her teammates cheering her on. Double pike, great job. She almost looked a little surprised at how good it was. Gotta work with it.
Aspen's been having a great night.
She really has. Great performance, great routine. As you said, she's just having an awesome night. Gonna take another look here. Front handspring, front 1.5. You really have to control that pass. That pass is all about control because it can get out of control so easy. Ending with a double pike. Again, great air awareness, knows where she is, knows where that floor is. And as you said, I mean, she's having a great night.
Emma Engler coming up on beam for Auburn. She's following up Katie Becker's 9.025, certainly a score they'd like to drop. And Emma, by the way, they say is the team class clown.
There's always got to be one. And if anyone can get this Auburn team back, it's Emma. She's a performer. She knows how to do it. She's experienced, and you're seeing it right here.
This has got to be a good experience for this Auburn team, too, to face some adversity as they do get ready for postseason.
Most definitely. And it's just one of those things. Not everything is kind of going to be in your favor, but you have to work with it. And that's a little check right there. Looked like she definitely meant to connect those skills, but again, worked with what she was given.
So now will she try to get a connection somewhere else, do you think?
It looks like she added the connection already. It looked like that straddle quarter wasn't really supposed to be there. Great dismount. Little shuffle of the feet, but all around a solid set.
That routine showed a lot of fight.
It did, and that's, you know what? I think that kind of should be the theme for Auburn, is fighting, is not letting those little tens get away, because as you already said, the adversity that they've had to kind of deal with the injuries and the youth on the team, I think the fact that they're all fighters.
We talked about Aspen Tucker having a great night. Well, she won the all-around, so that really is a great night.
Absolutely, with a career high, 39.45. Wow, great job.
Next up, Brooke Kelly for Missouri on floor.
First pass, double pike. A little shaken on that landing, but no big deal. She'll dance out of it.
Give a little more love to Aspen Tucker, by the way. Her 9.9 that Brooke Kelly's following up is another career high. So
what a night.
She might have to celebrate with some Booch's Burgers after this, a Missouri favorite.
I'll join.
Me too. We'll invite ourselves.
There we go. And again, I think one of the best things for this Mizzou team is this is a confidence builder. I mean, they've had an incredible night all around. Right here, double tuck, great job. And I know I mentioned confidence on beam, but confidence is it's an all-around thing. And again, it doesn't come so easily, but with the experience that this Mizzou team is having right now, they're going to walk into postseason with the confidence they need.
And for Auburn, their senior night coming up against Pitt. They'll look to bounce back there, and they should be able to do that at home.
Absolutely. Senior night, it's an emotional night, but it's an exciting night. Great last tumbling pass, front layout, front full. This Missouri team really showing that they're a contender. I mean, great performance all around. We already highlighted Aspen Tucker, and I think we'll be highlighting her some more in postseason, and it's something to look forward to.
Yeah, this is a Missouri team, too, that has tried to get some more experience throughout this season and some tri-meets, some quad meets, also competing on podiums, so that when they do get to postseason, SEC championship included, they're more prepared for all of that.
Absolutely.
Emma
Quite an
Slappy
advantage.
coming up on beam here for Auburn, following up that 9.525 from Emma Engler.
Not the score that they wanted, but again, a score that they're going to work with. Right here, starting off. Back handspring, layout, step out. Great job. I love that she brings her arms up at the end of that, just to show that even if she was a little off, she could save it. Getting into her groove, as I've already mentioned with the other one. Switch leap. Switch side, little check. Again, we've already mentioned this Auburn team being fighters, and on the balance beam, that's what it's all about, is fighting for every landing, fighting for every skill. Great performance. Right here, we're going to take another look at her series. Back handspring, layout, step out, and you see her arms come up right over the top. And here, cat leap, side aerial, back full. Quite the sequence for a dismount, but does it pretty well.
Back onto the floor for Missouri, Becca Schugel, following up Brooke Kelly's season high, 9.775. Ooh, look at that toe point. Pretty.
Love it. And another athlete that is just, she's great on floor. She loves to perform. Triple twist, wow, well done. Kind of bringing elite skills into the college scene.
You know a little about that.
A little bit, a little something. And I love the smile that she just keeps this entire floor routine. Hopefully we're gonna keep it going. Double tuck, great job. Really gets into this floor routine right here. Here she's going to kind of take it easy. Her leap pass, that it is a requirement. You can kind of see her breathing a little bit, gearing up for this last pass because she knows she's done so well so far. Here for her last pass. Double full punch front. Such a unique floor routine with her passes, with everything about it. And great job. Great job. And we're going to take a look at her first pass, which I'm a huge fan of the triple twist, and she does it so well. Look how high she gets. And she spots that floor. It's so easy to let your twisting get out of control, and she does such a great job controlling it. Here with her last pass, double full, punch front. So unique and just so beautiful to watch.
Now for Auburn on beam, Taylor Krippner, who says beam is her favorite event, actually. And she's following up Emma Slappy's 9.8. By the way, Becca Schugel's 9.9 just now on floor clinches the meet for Missouri. They will win this meet, and that is a career high.
And Taylor's someone that, you know, she can compete under pressure. She's so beautiful on balance beam. You can tell it's her favorite.
Her
rhythm
leaps are gorgeous.
Everything about her balance beam routine is beautiful.
Whoop. And as we've already said, the fighter. She fights for that series, which can be so hard sometimes. Here, 1.5, sticks that dismount. Great ending.
So as we said, Becca Schugel's 9-9 on 4 from Missouri does clinch the meet for them, but there were some career highs throughout so far for Auburn, so positive to glean, but your impressions so far for this Missouri team, as Kennedy Harris's routine now is just icing on the cake.
Absolutely. And what a position to be in, knowing that all you have to do is go out there and perform. Obviously, we would love to see another high score, but she's got a job to do, and she's someone that knows. She's a great performer, really gets into it.
There's a reason she's the anchor, too.
Most definitely. Gearing up for her first pass. Double pike. Nails that landing. Great job. Switch side straddle full. I think sometimes gearing up for the second pass is almost hard because you're on such a high from landing that first pass. Kind of got to simmer down. Front layout, front full, great job. So much room, great control. You can see her teammates over there cheering her on, making sure she knows she can do it. Here for her last pass. Double tuck. Wow.
The height she got on that.
Height, everything about that pass was textbook. Wow, wow, wow. What a performance.
What a night for the Missouri Tigers as we see Kennedy Harris's last pass once again. You loved it, Bridget. Let's take another look.
The height she gets. I said it was textbook and I meant it. I mean, the height, the landing, the body position and the tuck. It's beautiful.
So the Missouri Tigers with a big win at home over Auburn.
Wow. And again, as we've already mentioned, the confidence. This is a competition that they put in their back pocket.
And we said Kennedy Harris's routine was icing on the cake. Okay, it's also a career high, 9.95 for Kennedy in that anchor spot. And you felt like it was going to be a big score after that tumbling.
Most definitely. She should be so happy with that routine. Going into postseason again.
So a career high for Kennedy Harris and the third highest score in school history for this Missouri team, the 197.200. Big night for Missouri in a win over 18th ranked Auburn. We'll be back in just a few moments to wrap this up. We'll have interviews with the winners and much more to come. Missouri, the 15th ranked Missouri Tigers with a big win over the 18th ranked Auburn Tigers. It's Missouri's third highest team score in school history. Laura Rutledge, Olympic medalist Bridget Sloan back with you, and Missouri head coach Shannon Welker joining us. And coach, so many positives in this meet. Let's start with the third highest score in school history. What was working well tonight throughout?
Yeah, I think we really kind of hit our stride, and I think we were talking a little earlier in the week, and I felt like we were on kind of an upward climb, as a matter of fact. So I'm really pleased that it's kind of what we see in the gym is definitely transferring to competition. And I just feel like we're so relaxed when we go out to compete. Nobody's getting stressed out or anything like that. We're just having fun.
That's awesome. And we talked about a little bit beforehand, Laura and I, about the confidence that your team needed and the confidence that they're going to have after this competition going into postseason. What do you think
What do you think their mindset is now?
Yeah, well, man, we've been telling them all week and preaching to them how great they've been doing in that. And I certainly think whenever it transfers like this and we score well and we perform well, and it's always, I'm not going to lie, it's always great when we can beat in-conference teams. I mean, that's a fantastic thing. So I think it's just confidence is getting better and better. And what a great time of year for this to be happening.
Absolutely. You guys did an awesome job tonight.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Tough week in and week out in the SEC, but 8 career highs and actually 9 if you include Aspen Tucker's all-around score. We're looking at some of these performances. What sticks out to you, Coach, as you watch through all these career highs throughout your lineups this evening?
Yeah, we're watching bars and watching Madeline right there. I mean, I think I thought overall we did a better job on handstands tonight. We had a few sticks. I think we can get a little bit better there. I think beam, we were just really relaxed, I thought, for the most part. We did a nice job. Everybody was fluid on there. So, yeah, just really excited with what they're doing and so happy for them because I know they've worked super hard for this.
We're showing a lot of different gymnasts, but got to talk about Aspen Tucker's night. What do you think led to her performance this evening?
Right. Well, man, she's been working so hard. It's just a lot with Aspen. It's just cleaning it up, getting her a little more comfortable, and just enjoying the moment. And she's done a much better job of that. And I thought tonight I saw more smiles from her than I've ever seen throughout the year. So it was fun.
That's awesome. And again, going back to the confidence, but going into postseason, these athletes, they can look back at this and kind of put it in their back pocket.
Right.
How are you going to prepare them for the postseason?
I think we're going to just continue to do what we're doing, quite honestly, because it seems to be working. I do think we need to do a little bit better job on some dismounts, just sticking a little bit better. Vault, man, we're really close on a few tonight, and we just took some small shuffles. I think we can take care of business there. That would be a couple of tenths for us. But I think we're in a good place right now, and I really like the mindset. And, a lot of preparing them is just maintaining. So.
Absolutely.
A great night of gymnastics, and congratulations, Coach,
Thanks so much.
on this win. And thanks for being with us as Missouri with a big score, a 197-2 over Auburn. For Bridget Sloan and our entire fabulous crew, I'm Laura Rutledge. Good night from Columbia. We'll see you next time for more Friday Night Heights right here on the SEC ESPN Network.